Hey everybody, this is your host, the Platinum Knight, here with another top video. And today's top video is my top 16 worst to best movies of 2025. Man, I saw so many movies of that year. This would have to be the most films that I watched in a single year. Some of these movies are either bad, disappointing, good, great, or masterful. So here is my top 16 worst to best movies of 2025. Number 16, War of the Worlds, the worst movie that I have seen in 2025. This awful reboot makes the Steven Spielberg version look like a masterpiece. It's pretty much Zoom Call the movie, with terrible acting and cringy dialogue. The writing is poor, awful CGI that looks more like AI. Even Ice Cube felt like he didn't want to be in this movie. The fact that this film was made during the pandemic is not an excuse. Just stick to the original or the Tom Cruise film instead. And yes, it's worse than you think. Number 15, Happy Gilmore 2, one of the worst comedy sequels that I have ever seen. Adam Sandler cannot catch a break. If you loved the original, then this unnecessary sequel completely tarnishes its reputation. The jokes are awful and unfunny. It is nothing but a nostalgia fest with a bunch of callbacks and literally playing clips of the original. Let's just pretend this sequel never happened. Number 14, One Battle After Another, the film that legit was so good at pissing me off. The idea sounded good on a piece of paper, but poorly executed, with some of the dumbest hypocritical characters. I didn't care about anybody or what happened to them. It was a mistake for Leonardo DiCaprio to take this role. I'm so glad it flopped at the box office. Hopefully, this is the last time I talk about this film. Number 13, Smurfs, the first Smurfs movie that I have ever watched. The voice acting is well done, the songs are nice and whimsical, it's a cute movie, nothing special but decent for families to put on for their kids. Number 12, Captain America Brave New World. While this comic book movie is not as bad as everybody made it out to be in my opinion, Anthony Mackie still puts on an outstanding performance. Harrison Ford was a great choice as the Red Hulk, the action is awesome. Most of all, this movie came out at the right time when I was really going through a lot. Definitely not the worst MCU film. Number 11, The Monkey, a hilarious budget horror film. It's about a cursed monkey toy that kills whenever it's activated. The kills are creative and funny. Ironically, it takes heavy inspiration from another horror franchise that I'm about to talk about, and that is Number 10, Final Destination Bloodlines. As I was saying for number 11, it's ironic how another cursed movie releases the following year, this time from a well-known film franchise that popularized it. Final Destination 6 would have to be one of the best installments. Maybe not as good as part 1 and 2, but still better than 3 all the way to 5. The kills were very creative and well done. The Bloodline story was really cool. Now I am very curious to see what they're gonna do with Final Destination 7. Number 9, 28 Years Later, a welcoming return to an iconic horror franchise. While it may not be a direct continuation of 28 Days or Weeks Later, this is still a really good zombie flick. Taking inspiration from The Last of Us, with slow-paced character-driven storytelling, this undead film is very well done and a great start to a new trilogy. Number 8, Thunderbolts. This would have to be one of the best squad type of films that has came out in a while. When it comes to the characters, while flawed, the film does a great job making them very relatable. The action is intense. I enjoyed Florence Pugh's performance. Everybody gets their time to shine with their own redemption arc. Way better than Brave New World. Funny thing is, this isn't even the last Marvel film on this list, which we'll talk about later on. Number 7, Avatar Fire and Ash. James Cameron really can't let go of this story. If you've seen any of the previous movies, then you should already know what to expect out of the premise. It may be the third time retelling the same story, but the action itself would have to be the best in the trilogy. The CGI still looks ahead of its time. The fire Navis were really cool. For those of you that didn't like the first two films, you're most likely not going to enjoy this one, and for those of you that did like them, Kingdom, then you are most likely gonna love this one. I'm in the camp of being more in the middle, and I gotta say, despite me not liking the original and thinking the sequel was good, I'd say this would have to be the best in the trilogy so far. Now we'll see what James Cameron does with Avatar 5 in the year 2031. Number 6, Fantastic Four: The First Steps. One of the best Marvel films that has came out in a long time. While many studios have tried and failed, finally we get a good Fantastic Four movie. The story is really good, trying to escape from Galactus. The characters are wholesome, especially the Thing. I like how it takes place in a futuristic 1960s setting. It was the last Marvel film in 2025. Now I can't wait to see what the Fantastic Four does in Avengers Doomsday. Number 5, Superman. The first movie entry to the new DCU. Much like the previous universe, James Gunn decided to start with one of the most iconic comic book superheroes of all time. David Corenswet is a good casting choice. He does a great job putting on his own spin on the Man of Steel. The Justice Gang are hilarious. Nicholas Hoult's performance as Lex Luthor really nailed his role. The action is awesome. Great start to this new timeline. As much as I'm going to miss the old DC cinematic universe, I understand it wasn't working out, and so far James Gunn has been doing a good job. Hopefully he keeps it that way. Now let's see what happens with Supergirl. Number 4, Weapons. I still stand that it's no masterpiece, but it is still a fine, damn good horror movie. Even though it wasn't really scary and I see it more as a thriller, where the eerie feeling lies is in the mystery of the film. What happened to the missing children and who is responsible? The actors are outstanding, putting on incredible performances. I like how we get multiple perspectives from each character leading up to the climax, giving us a more satisfying conclusion. Please, Zach Cregger, don't let us down with your new Resident Evil movie. Number 3, Zootopia 2. This was a surprise because I saw the original for the first time the day before seeing the sequel. Not only are these great kids films, both are equally enjoyable. What I love about these movies is the chemistry between Jodie and Nick. These two are fun and hilarious to watch together. I enjoyed the world of Zootopia and how it mimics reality, making fun of the real world. After watching these films back to back, I just started craving more. Please, Disney, don't take another decade to make a Zootopia 3. But for now, Zootopia 2 is my favorite animated film of 2025. Number 2, Sinners. Where did this masterpiece come from? This is a film I knew nothing about going in and leaving the theater being wowed. Taking inspiration from Dusk Till Dawn, not only is this one of the best vampire flicks, but it is also one of the greatest horror movies of all time. The performances are very well captivating, the cinematography is incredible, everything from the writing and directing is phenomenal. Nothing more to say. Number 1, Frankenstein. Oh, what's that? You're surprised that this is my number 1? Well, allow me to explain. This film really spoke to me. What I really love about this interpretation of Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro, I just like how relatable this version of the creature is. He is so misunderstood, so innocent that it's really heartbreaking to see a good person being mistreated. The movie is split into 2 chapters, and I thought it was really cool getting both sides of the story from Victor Frankenstein and the creature. While Victor had revolutionary intentions at first, the film still does a great job souring his vision, completely losing track of what he originally wanted to achieve. Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi do an amazing job retelling each side. This is Oscar award-winning performances here. From the writing, directing, cinematography are all brilliantly done. This is Mr. Toro we're talking about, so it really comes as no surprise. I was so disappointed how this film did not get a proper international release in theaters and instead got dumped on Netflix. This film deserves way better. Nevertheless, it is still a masterpiece and my number 1 film of 2025. And there you have it, everybody. That was my top 16 worst to best movies of 2025. These were the films that really got me through some difficult times. Hopefully, movies for 2026 is even better. All right, everybody. That's it for this top video. That's it for my top 16 worst to best movies of 2025. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for new videos. This has been your host, The Platinum Knight, and peace out, everybody. You have yourselves a good one.